Hi everybody, Naturally Caffeinated Dale here. This is the week of the 27th of September 2021. And here are some fun thoughts about a topic that I recently became more aware of. The topic today is cheerful service, right? So you think about the things that make you happy in life. And sometimes people say, oh, it's money, it's friendship, there's a lot of other things. And don't get me wrong, there are some things that make life easier. But if you think about the things that really at the core make me feel good, at least, maybe this isn't the same for everybody, but at least make me feel good, happiness springs from doing good and helping others. And that's something that Plato wrote. A Greek philosopher, Aristotle and Socrates and all those really smart guys back in the day, he specifically said that happiness springs from doing good and helping others. And if you think about the spirit in which that help is given. Think about when you've asked someone for help and someone has been reluctant or you can tell they don't have time, they really don't want to, but there's a begrudging effort to help you. Doesn't feel the same. But when there's an honest, genuine, cheerful effort to give help, cheerful service in that mentality, that is probably the biggest blessing that you can ever feel. At least for me it is. And I wanted to talk a little bit about something that happened recently to me personally. About a year or so ago, I was nominated to become something in the Boy Scouts, which is called a Arrowman, or the Order of the Arrow. And the premise of this organization in the Boy Scouts is tied around that specific effort. It is everything based on cheerful service in the community, but mostly cheerful service. So I thought about that, and I thought about times when I maybe asked one of my kids to help out with something, and they were maybe a little bit more reluctant. They didn't want to. They were busy doing something else. Maybe asked my wife for help, or maybe asked someone at work for help. And I really thought about that phrase. I had a lot of insightfulness in the past weekend to really think about that phrase, cheerful service. And I think some of the times that I felt the best in my life was when I either gave or received cheerful service. So specifically, the Order of the Arrow, and I brought this down as a demonstration. This is a sash that we wear as an Arrowman once you make your ordeal. And again, don't want to go too deep into the Boy Scout situation, but I was fortunate enough to actually make my ordeal and become an Arrowman or a member of the Order of the Arrow in Boy Scouts. And I'm an adult, and some people say, well, Dale, you're not a Boy Scout. No, but I'm in scouting as a leader. And it meant a lot to me, first of all, to get voted in, because it's one of the only things you get voted on by people that aren't members. You can't get voted on by a member. It's people of your troop, but those troop members aren't necessarily they're not Arrowmen that are recommending you. And I really had a lot of time to reflect on it. So I know I'm kind of rambling a bit. There was a couple quotes I wanted to specifically talk to you about. One of them is from John Haywood. It says, "Nothing is impossible to a willing heart." So it's amazing what you can do when you are willing, fully willing, present, and give of yourself completely. And the amount of love that you show when you help someone when it's not convenient, not easy, not a good time, etc., is, I think, something that people take for granted. They don't necessarily understand how valuable that is or how much that's appreciated. And again, specifically, nothing is impossible to a willing heart. Being truly willing, cheerful service. Second one, from Carl Rogers, says, the good life is not a process. The good life is a process. It's not a state of being. So somebody says, maybe I'm living the good life. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're living in a lap of luxury, on a yacht, smoking a cigar, etc. It's a different thing to me, at least from my opinion. The good life is a process, not a state of being. It's a direction, not a destination. So you're always working to live a good life. Back to that effort of cheerful service. And then finally, one last quote that really kind of stuck with me on researching this topic was from Anthony J. D'Angelo. And he said, wherever you go, no matter what the weather, always bring your own sunshine. And I want you to really think about the people in your life that always do that. Who is it around you that always brings their own sunshine? Who is it that's always happy? They always have a great disposition, regardless of how challenging things get. When things get tough, they're the ones that try to see the bright side of it. When things get hard or difficult or arduous, they find a way to persevere, and they do it with a smile on their face. Think about the people around you that are always positive, bubbly, happy. And then there's the other side. There's the people that are always negative, always, we call them an Eeyore in my family. People that are a little bit more negative. Oh, everything's terrible, the world is sad, etc. Really, that's a choice that you make. It's a choice to bring your own sunshine. It's a choice to give cheerful service. You may have to give service because it's a requirement, or you have to do it for whatever reason, whether it be for work or to help your family or whatever. But when you do it with a willing heart, when you do it as a cheerful effort, the way that's received is much, much different. So my challenge to you this week is to recognize the value of cheerful service, of helping with a willing heart, and be that person. Take that approach. Help people with a smile. And if you have a way in your interactions in your daily life to bring up someone, to make their day better, to make a situation happier or more positive, do whatever you can to do that, because I know that effort will be received really well and everyone will be really happy. I want to thank you for watching the channel. I appreciate your support. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. They say, as the kids say, smash the like button. Tell your friends about it too. And I will talk to you again next week.